What's up YouTube, it's your boy Migz here, and today I bring you Infernoids. That's right, they got new support in Battles of Legend Terminal Revenge, so let's get right into the deck profile. We play double Infernoid Ononku, cannot be normal summon to set, must be special summon from your hand or graveyard by banishing 3 Inferno monsters from your hand or graveyard. While the total levels and ranks of all effect monsters you control are 8 or lower, you cannot special summon by other ways. When this card is special summoned, you can destroy all other monsters in the field. Once per turn, during either player's turn, when a spell trap effect is activated, you can trigger one monster, negate the activation. If you do, banish the card. Double big boss monster, then we play double Infernoid Devieri. Again, must be summoned by banishing 3 Inferno monsters from your hand or graveyard, whose total levels and ranks of all effect monsters you control are 8 or lower. When this card is special summoned, you can destroy all spells and trap cards on the field except void cards. Once per turn, when another monster effect is activated, quick effect, you contribute 1 monster to negate the activation. If you do banishment, so these 2 are our main negates. We play 2. I've seen a lot of playlists play 3 of each, but I think 3 is a little too cloggy. You want to play more of the smaller Infernoids. Then we play 1 Infernoid Atondo. Cannot be normal set, but special summon from your hand or graveyard by banishing 2 Inferno monsters from your hand or graveyard. When this card destroys a bonus monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can activate this effect. This card can make a second attack in a row. Once per turn during the player's turn, you contribute 1 monster, then target 1 card in your opponent's graveyard and banish it. We play 1 Atondo. We play double Infernoid Saitsemas. Again, must be summoned from your hand or graveyard by banishing 2 Infernoid monsters. If this card attacks an opponent's monster, this effect can be activated at the end of the battle phase. Banish 1 card on the field. Once per turn during the player's turn, you contribute 1 monster, then target 1 card in your opponent's graveyard, banish it. Then we played double Infernoid Jet. Cannot be no more summoner set, must be summoned from your hand or graveyard by banishing 2 Infernoid monsters. When this card declares an attack, you can banish 1 monster from your opponent's extra deck, their choice. Once per turn during the player's turn, you contribute 1 monster, then target 1 card in your opponent's graveyard, banish. Then we play 1 Infernoid Piety. Must be summoned from the graveyard by banishing 2 Infernoid monsters. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent by attacking an opponent's monster, you can send 1 random card from your opponent's hand to the graveyard. Once per turn, during the player's turn, you contribute 1 monster, then target 1 card in your opponent's graveyard, banish. There's a theme there, you know what I mean? 2 Infernoid Patrulia. Must be special summoned by banishing 1 Infernoid monster. Once per turn, you can target 1 spell and trap card on the field, destroy it. This card cannot attack the turn you activate this effect. Once per turn, you can contribute 1 monster, then target 1 card in your opponent's graveyard, banish. Then we played 1 Infernoid Harmadic. Must be special summoned by banishing 1 Infernoid. Once per turn, you can target 1 monster on the field, destroy it. You should be 1 monster, then target 1 card in your opponent's graveyard, banish it. So it's okay, spell and trap. Then we play double Infernoid Antra. Must be special summoned by banishing 1 Infernoid monster from your hand or graveyard. Once per turn, you can target 1 face-up card your opponent controls, return it to the hand. Once per turn, during your opponent's turn, you contribute 1 monster, target 1 card in your opponent's graveyard, banish it. So we play 2, this is a nice bouncing effect. Then we play triple Infernoid Decatron, the only normal summon of the deck. This card's normal special summon, you can send 1 Inferno monster from your deck to the graveyard except itself, and if you do, increase this card's level by the level of that said monster. And if you do, that card's name's monster becomes your original name, and we play this effect with that monster's original effect. So this can become literally anything. If you need to pop a spell, bounce, anything. Double Infernoid Pyramus. Must be summoned by banishing 1 Inferno monster from your hand or graveyard. Once per turn, you can target 1 set card on the field, shuffle it into the deck. That card cannot be activated in response to this card's effect activation. Once per turn, you should be 1 monster, target 1 card in your opponent's graveyard, banish. So it's nice, removes your back row. Then of course triple Ash. Then we play triple of the new spell card Void Reignition. Reveal 1 Infernoid monster or 1 Void spell or trap in your hand. Discard your entire hand, then draw the same number of cards you discarded. It's a one-sided card destruction, and we benefit from our Infernoids being in the graveyard. But this isn't even the best effect. This is the second effect as well. If you control no monsters, or all monsters you control are fiend monsters, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target up to 11 of your banished Inferno monster with different name and return them to the graveyard. That recyclability is nuts. This into the late game and the grind game is so nasty because your opponent thinks you're out of resources. Boom effect, banish. Return 11 to the graveyard, and we just keep going off, and we summon Onunku Divided. This card is insane. Then of course triple Void Imagination, we need it. Infernoid monsters you control whose original levels are 2 or higher become level 1, and all bad damage they inflict to your opponent is half. That's okay. But you know, we need the level 1 so we can summon as many Infernoids as we can. You can send this card to the graveyard, fusion summon 1 Infernoid fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand, enter your side of the field as your material. If your opponent controls a monster that was special summoned from the extra deck and you do not, you can use up to 6 monsters in your deck as fusion material. So of course we play 3, fusing from your deck and sending all the Infernoids to the graveyard is crazy. Then one of the other new Infernoid spell card, Void Breach. Infernoid monsters you control gain 100 attack for each of your banished Infernoid monsters. If you control no monsters or all monsters you control are fiend monsters, you can activate one of these effects. Add one of your banished Infernoid monsters to your hand, or special summon one Infernoid monster from your hand, ignoring the summoning condition. You can only use each once per turn. The attack boost is nice because you banish everything, and the special summon and the adding is great for recyclability as well. That's why when we play 1. Then we play 1 Void Vanishment. You discard 1 card, add 1 Void spell trap from your deck to your hand except itself, or another Void. Also, you can ask normal special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except Inferno monsters. You can only use this effect of Void Vanishment once per turn. If an Inferno monster you control battles an opponent's monster, after damage calculation, you can send this card to the graveyard, banish those monsters. You know, one Void Vanishment is okay, the searching is okay, but we have all Infernos we need. Then we play Triple Dark Fusion. That's right, Triple Dark Fusion. Fusion summon 1 Fiend monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field as material. Your opponent cannot target it with card effects this turn. And who do we not summon? The new Infernoid Evil, because it is just so good, but we'll get to that. 1 instant fusion for the Infernoid Evil, 1 monster gate because it's at 1 reasoning, it's at 1 in the OCG. These guys are at 3 each, and they have the grass looks greener, so they play the 60 card Inferno, which is just insane. But this TCG, so we'll take the 1 each. 1 called by, then we play triple Infinite Permanence and 1 Void Feast, and 1 Void Spell trap from your hand to face from the field to the graveyard. Special summon up to 3 Inferno monsters from your deck whose levels equal exactly 8, ignoring their summoning conditions. Nice, try to 2 trap. Then we go to the extra deck, 1 Infernoid Tiara, Infernoid Noku, Infernoid Deity, and 1 or more Inferno monsters. When this card is fusion summoned, you can apply these effects in sequence based on the number of material with different names used for each card summon. 3 or more, each player sends 3 cards from their extra deck to the graveyard. 5 or more, each player sends the top 3 cards from their deck to the graveyard. 8 or more, each player returns up to the top 3 banished cards to the graveyard. 10 or each player sends their entire hand to the graveyard. So you can actually pull this off with the 6 from Void Imagination and the 4 from your hand or field. Boom, it's done. Then we play double Infernoid Evil. I probably gonna bump this up to 3, to be honest with you, and maybe take out the Beatrice. Actually, you know what? We're gonna do that right now. Live deck editing. That's what you also get here. Triple Infernoid Evil. So good. 2 Infernoid monsters. If this card is fusion summoned, Dark Fusion and Instant Fusion, because it's a level 1. You can banish 1 Inferno monster from your graveyard. Send Inferno monsters with different names from your deck to the graveyard equal to the banished monster's level. If we send Onoku, if we banish Onoku, we can send 10 Infernoids to the graveyard off of 1 card. That's why we play Triple Dark Fusion, to get this out as soon as possible. But that's not the only thing. If this card is sent to the graveyard or banished, you can add 1 Void Spell or trap from your deck to your hand, basically anything. So you summon this, you either link it away or you fuse it away, and then you search even more. Like, this card is the nuts. It's so good. I've never been an Inferno player, but I'm seriously thinking about making this deck IRL because it's just nasty. Here we go. Infernoid Flood. 2 or more monsters included in Inferno monster. It's a link 4. Don't let that fool you. When your opponent would special summon a monster or monsters, quick effect, you contribute 1 monster, negate the summon, and if you do, banish that monster or monsters. So pendulums are done, link monsters are gone, crazy. You contribute 1 monster, negate the summon, and if you do, banish that card, right? If a card is banished from your graveyard except during the damage step, you can banish 1 card on the field. And all we do is banish. So boom, there it is. If this link summon card and its owner's control is destroyed by an opponent's card, you can special summon 1 Infernoid monster from your deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. So link 4 is a lot, but it replaces itself with one of the big baddies. So, you know, there's no problem. We like to play 2. Then we play 1 Access Code because it's Access Code. Then we play Promethean Princess, Bestower of Flames. I know this card is so expensive. I know it. If I made the deck, I don't know if I can buy this card because it's just so pricey. but it's so good. You can have special summon monsters except fire monsters. All Infernoid are fire. During your main phase, you can special summon one fire monster from your graveyard. You special summon the Decatron. If a monster is special summoned to your opponent's field while this card is in your graveyard, you can target one fire monster you control and one monster your opponent controls, destroy them, and if you do, special summon this card. So it just recurs itself. It's so good. One power code talker. Once per turn, you can target one face-up monster in the field, negate that target's effects until the end of its turn. Once per turn, if this card battles an opponent monster during damage calculation, you contribute one monster this card points to. This attack becomes double its original attack. So we want to send our Infernoids back to the graveyard, and it's a fire monster, so it's all good. Then we play one Unicorn, one Dark Charmer. We play the Dark Charmer because we play the Anima and the Gravity Controller. We play one Heat of the Fire Charmer. We play one Doolittle Chimera because they're all fire. We play one Gravity Controller, so you summon Infernoid Evil into the extra monster zone, and then we link this to this. This card in the extra monster cannot be destroyed by battle with a monster in the main monster zone. At the start of the damage step, if this card battles a bonus monster in the extra monster zone, you can return both that opponent's monster and this card to their deck. So that's how we do it. So we do Infernoid Evil, send 10, we link it away for a Gravity Controller, boom, and then one in Relinquished Anima because of the level 1s, and so we can go into the Dark Charmer. But that's enough of the deck profile. Let's get into these duels. Alright, here we are. We go first. We play Void Recognition. We reveal 1 and we send 4. Draw 4. We go Instant Fusion. We go Infernoid Evil. Infernoid Evil. We banish the Saitama, so we would have been sent 7, but he ashes. That's okay. So I banish 2 to summon Patrulia. Now, this guy, I made a mistake. I thought he was out in the TCG. He is not out in the TCG yet. But I left this one in there just so you can see how crazy this guy is. Flame of Tongue, the Blazing Magical Blade, 2 fire monsters. Face-up sword trap cards you control cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. You can target one of your banished fire monsters, add it to your hand, and if you do, you can activate cards or effects with that name for the rest of this turn. So it recycles your banished. But hopefully it'll come to the TCG soon because it just makes the deck so much better. So I add Void Ignition. I activate him to add the Jet. I special summon the Stet. I summon the Decatron, and I link 4 into Infernoid Flood. Inferno Flood, I banish to summon the Jet. Then I set the Imperm and I pass. He goes Diabella Star. Summons Diabella Star. He summons it. I Imperm. He casts the Cross out. So that's fine. Sets the Sinful Spoils. Summons the Ash. Ash effect. Search the Poplar. Poplar effect. Go into the Snake Eye Oak. Snake Eye Oak and Ash. Poplar into the Flambird. Link into Sunlight Wolf. I negate the summon of the Sunlight Wolf with the Infernoid and pass. Now it's my turn. I banish the Void Recognition. I send all of them back. I special summons Jet. And because my Inferno Evil was banished again, I can search Void Breach. So I activate Void Breach. I special summon Saitamas. I get Decatron back. I summon Decatron. He ashes it. That's fine. I activate Fusion to summon another Inferno Evil. Inferno Evil. I banish the Jet. I send 6. Then I summon the Devati. He Nibiru's. I negate the Nibiru's effect by sending the Evil. And here we go. I attack. And I have the Ash. He does the Wanted. I Ash it, and that's game. So as you can see, we beat Snake Eyes, baby. Snake Eyes, we're coming for you. Let's go on to the next one. Alright, here we go. I set the Dark Fusion. I activate Void Ignition. So I send 3, draw 3. I summon the Decatron. Decatron, I send the Onoku. I set the Void Feast. I activate Dark Fusion, sending Antra and Decatron to summon Infernoid Evil. Infernoid Evil effect. Banish Onoku, send 10. That's right, 10 Infernoids to my graveyard. Then I banish to summon Piety and Jet. I link into Princess. Infernoid Evil effect. I search Void Imagination. Activate Imagination. Special summon Piety. Link into Infernoid Flood. Special summon Deity and Ononku just for the negates and pass. He activates Runic Destruction. I don't care about the banishing. That's fine. You can banish the party. He activates Magic Spectre Wind. I negate it by tributing my Onoku. He summoned the freezing curses. He activates the wings. I negate it with my Deviety. I summon the Promethean Princess. He searches Runic Fountain. That's fine. Runic Fountain end phase. My go. He activates Runic Slumber with the Fangs. He draws 3. He activates Runic Flashfire, destroying my Infernoid. But I get to summon, because he was destroyed, I get to summon Deviety, and Deviety destroys all spells and traps. Here you go. I summon a Nonku. I activate Void Recognition, returning everything back to my graveyard. I told you that card is nuts. And then we search Void Breach, and here we go. We just go for game. Void. Oh, that Void card is so crazy. It's so good. Let's get to the next duel. Here we go. We are up against Melodious. Melodious goes first. I should have impermed that. I'm not really too familiar with the deck, but that's fine. I let them go off. They do their combo. They summon. It's a Melodious Trickstar. So that's fine. They do Desires. They summon Candina. They summon Lycoris. Set. And then they ip and they keep going and pass. So my go, first thing I do is I imperm the ip. He does it anyway. Summons Appaloosa. And he Trickstar Reincarnations me for 3. For 5, then I draw these. I draw another imperm. So let's go ahead and imperm I imperm his Lycoris. I activate Void Vanishment. I send the Void Recognition to search Void Imagination. Activate Void Imagination. I fuse into Tierra. Tierra effect, but he imperms it. Then I'm going to go ahead and attack the Appaloosa. Then I pass. Then he summons the Candina, searches the Lycoris. Lycoris summons the Melodious. He attacks. That's fine. We live. You know why. And then he summons Espilona. You know why we live. I send Onoku to the grave to search Void Imagination. Activate Void Imagination. I summon Onoku to destroy all monsters. He banishes it, but my effect still goes through. Then I summon Deviety, destroy all spell and traps. Then I Void Recognition to return everything back to my graveyard. Then I just keep going and he scoops. It's unlimited resources. Void Recognition is the best card in Infernoids. Oh my god, I'm seriously considering making this deck just because that card is so good. It's so crazy. But again, if you like my content, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe. It's your boy Migz signing off. Thanks again.